To close off this chapter, I want to show you how you can offset the beginning of this sequence, because all we've seen up to this point is all our sequences begin from 1. What if I want to go from 10 to 160 or something like that? So 10, you can see we have a problem. Then I'm going to go to high and say, okay, 160, and I'm going to do this, and you can see it reverts to 150 again, because this value is driven by the XPRESSO. So the high number text is driven by the XPRESSO and is relative to the multiplication of these three numbers. So how do I do that? Well, let me show you. It's quite simple. What I'm going to do is use the low number to indicate the beginning, and then the end of the sequence is going to be calculated automatically. So I'm going to drag the low here and say, okay, I want the text from the low number. And what I want to do is add it. So let's go XPRESSO, calculate, add, math, add, and add this. Let's move this to the side, to this, and drive this. And we will think that it will work, but it doesn't. But why doesn't it? I don't know. Let me space out and see what number that is. Good, I'm going to go here, and you can see it's 160. So what is the problem here? Well, the problem is that the 10 is a zero-based number. 1 is 1, but 10 is like 0 plus 10. 11 would be 1. So if this were to be 11, maybe that would work with 160, but now it's 161. Why is this a problem? This is because the way we add things is from a zero base. It's very simple. All we need to do is use this as our beginning, but from this addition, I need to subtract 1. So let me do that. I'm going to create one more of these math nodes, make it a subtraction, subtract 1 from the second input. So the second input is not going to be connected to anything. I'm going to connect the first one. You see it disappeared, and put this as the result. So what happens is we take this number, we subtract 1, then we add this to the result of the multiplication, and we actually get the number we need. So now all we have to do from this point onwards is just go to our low number and put any number we want, so 2 for example, and click outside, and it will give us exactly the sequence based on the number of cells we have in our grid. And the fantastic thing about this method is that we can have even more numbers, and this relationship between the integers will be retained. So for example, 5 times 6 times 4, and you will see that all the numbers are integers, and because we have the random effector still there, I can randomize these values, and I will know that each number is going to be represented only once. Well, I hope this little series gave you some insights of how you can use cloners and text to create numbers in a creative way, and maybe it will give you a good opportunity to start playing around with XPRESSO, which is very powerful and fairly easy when you know how to deal with the basics.